I'll never forget that night. My name is Jason, and my wife Amanda and I had been married for 8 years. On the surface, our life looked perfect. A nice home, good jobs, a daughter we both adored. But beneath the surface, things were quietly unraveling. I didn't realize how bad it had gotten until that night, a night that would change everything. It started like any other evening. Amanda and I had dinner together after work. I tried to be affectionate, to show her I cared, but she seemed distracted, cold even. Her mind wasn't on me, it wasn't on us, it was elsewhere. I brushed it off at first, thinking she was stressed from work, but something in her eyes told me otherwise. Later that night, I tried to talk to her. I reached out, wanting to share a quiet moment, a hug, maybe even an intimate conversation. I wanted to reconnect, to remind her of the bond we had built over the years. But when I approached her, she recoiled. She said softly, without emotion, "I don't want this tonight. I'm tired. Leave me alone." At first, I tried to reason with her. I told her I wasn't asking for much, just some closeness, a moment together. But she refused. Her eyes avoided mine. Her voice was flat, almost cold, and there was a finality in the way she said, "I said no." I froze. For a moment, I thought she was just having a bad day, maybe feeling ill or stressed. But the way she said it, the way she avoided me, it was different. There was no warmth, no love, no hesitation. It wasn't just a refusal of affection, it was a rejection of me, of what I had been offering her for years. I spent the rest of the night in silence, lying awake in the same bed, pretending to sleep while she turned her back to me. My mind raced with questions I didn't want to ask, thoughts I didn't want to confront. Could it be that our marriage was over, even if she hadn't said it out loud? Had she already emotionally checked out months ago? By the next morning, the answer became clear. I didn't wait for confrontation or explanation. I didn't beg. I didn't plead. I quietly packed my things. I took what I needed and left, not out of anger, not out of spite, but out of clarity. I realized I could no longer stay in a marriage where my presence, my affection, and my love were unwelcome. Amanda was asleep when I left. I didn't leave a note, didn't slam doors, didn't create drama. I simply walked away, taking control of my life and my dignity. Her rejection the night before had spoken louder than any argument ever could. It was the confirmation I needed. The emotional bond we had once shared was gone, replaced by distance, disinterest, and indifference. In the weeks that followed, I stayed away. I moved in with a close friend temporarily while I figured out my next steps. I contacted a lawyer, arranged my finances, and began the process of separating our lives legally. Amanda tried to reach me through calls, texts, even emails, but I ignored them all. Her attempts at reconciliation felt hollow, and I knew that my happiness could no longer depend on someone who had already rejected me so completely. During that time, I reflected on the past 8 years. I thought about all the nights I had stayed up worrying, all the compromises I had made, all the sacrifices I had endured for our marriage. I realized that love alone isn't enough to sustain a relationship. Mutual respect, affection, and emotional connection are equally important, and when those are gone, there is nothing left to fight for. Eventually, the divorce was finalized. Amanda was surprised by how calm I was throughout the process. She had expected drama, anger, tears, maybe even desperate attempts at reconciliation, but I offered none of it. I had already processed my pain, made my decision, and moved on. My departure had been deliberate, quiet, and definitive, the ultimate response to years of neglect, emotional distance, and that final rejection. In the months that followed, I rebuilt my life. I focused on my career, my friendships, and most importantly, my own emotional well-being. I realized that leaving Amanda wasn't just about escaping a loveless marriage. It was about reclaiming my dignity, my self-respect, and my future. I learned that sometimes the hardest decision, walking away, is also the most liberating. I don't harbor anger toward Amanda now. I don't dwell on her rejection. Instead, I see it as a necessary turning point, a moment that forced me to act for my own good. I understand now that sometimes people leave not because they stop loving, but because they stop appreciating. And when that happens, the best response isn't confrontation or revenge, it's moving forward with clarity and purpose. Looking back, that night of rejection was painful, yes, but it was also a gift. It gave me the courage to leave a situation that was slowly eroding me, the strength to reclaim my life, and the clarity to realize that love without respect and reciprocity isn't worth holding on to. Now, years later, I'm in a better place. I've learned to value myself, to recognize red flags early, and to act decisively when someone rejects the love and effort I offer. Amanda may have been shocked, hurt, or even angry at the time, but I have no regrets. Walking away that morning wasn't just leaving her, it was choosing myself, choosing my peace, and choosing a life where my love and presence are genuinely valued. That night of rejection could have destroyed me, but instead, it became the moment I discovered my strength. I left her forever, not out of vengeance, but out of necessity, and that decision changed my life for the better.